Good morning, boys. Hopefully, you guys last week were able to pick out the area and the climate that you wanted to do your research project over for your weather project. And so I noticed that some of you guys maybe were maybe a little confused, so I just wanted to reiterate what you're supposed to do. And I shared my example. You do not have to pick my example if you don't want to. I picked the rainforest, Brazil. Okay, so maybe you don't, maybe not do the same one as me. That's just like the example. So if you want to do the rainforest, maybe pick a different country that the rainforest would be in. That could be anything. So think about something else, or think about a totally different climate area. I think somebody picked Russia, maybe. So that would be a different area that you want to do. So you have your slides ready. So today, what you're going to be doing on those research projects is you're going to take it a step further and you're going to add 2 more slides. The first slide is going to be about your average temperatures in each season. And I added to my example so you can see what you're supposed to be doing. So the average temperatures in Brazil for each season, so spring, fall, summer, winter, you're going to research all those average temperatures for each of those seasons. Then your third slide would be about the storms that are in that area. So in Brazil, I'm going to research what kind of storms are most common in the rainforest in Brazil, or in Brazil in general. And so I'm going to get a little bit more of a better idea of what I'm supposed to be doing, or what I'm going to be researching in those storms. So then on each slide, you also put a picture after you find your information on there. Okay? So like I said, there's examples on there that you can see and kind of get a better idea of what you're supposed to be doing. So it takes a little bit of work. So that's one thing you're going to be working on today. But right now, so last week you watched videos about the 3 differences between a thunderstorm, a tornado, and a hurricane. Okay? And we talked about the differences and the things they have in common. Something they all have in common was they all have a lot of strong wind, right? Okay, and so, but they're all different storm types. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to read you a book called Flash, Crash, Rumble, and Roll. Okay, so I'm going to read this book. And so I'm just going to read this, and then you're going to answer 5 questions. And so whenever I send this to you, you're going to answer it on your own document, and then share it back to me so that I can read your answers, okay? So you have 5 questions, and you'll answer each one. So you will have how many answers? 5 answers, okay? So an answer for each one. You'll have to put a number 1, and then answer, and then a number 2, then answer number 3, answer number 4, answer number 5, answer. Okay, we can't just put it all in one paragraph, because then I get really confused and I wouldn't understand what you're trying to say. Okay, so make sure you're distinguished between each of those. All right. So everyone knows that what a thunderstorm is, or we should. I think we're going to experience one tonight. Well, I'm shooting this a day early, so you will be experiencing one probably while you're watching this, or last night while you went to sleep. Big dark clouds form in the sky. The rain falls fast and hard. Lightning flashes again and again, and you hear the thunder crash, rumble, and roll. But what makes a thundercloud? What is a bolt of lightning? And why does the thunder sometimes sound so loud? So curl up and find a chair and find out not only why these things happen, but how you can stay safe in a storm. Okay, so this one's more just about thunderstorms. All right, you guys ready to read it with me? Yeah! All right, so this is by Franklin M. Branley. All right, do you guys know what that picture is? That is a lighthouse. Have you guys ever been to a lighthouse before or seen a lighthouse? Don't really have those here in Missouri because we are what people call an inland state. We don't have the sea next to us. And so an inland state or an outland state where they have all of these lighthouses there to help fishermen find their way back to the coast. And so these people will go out in the ocean and they'll fish and they'll go searching for, that's their job. And so this lighthouse shines light around and around so that they can find their way back home, especially in the dark or during a thunderstorm. Okay, so it's a good thing to know. All right, so here's the whole page. I'm going to read right here. The day is quiet. The air is still and hot. Leaves do not move. Flowers droop. Even the birds are still and quiet. Ho hum, she's yawning. There are big white clouds in the sky. They grow bigger and taller, and they get darker and darker. Look at those black thunder clouds, people say. We're going to have a thunderstorm. All right, so look, do you guys remember what type of clouds those are that we learned about? Those big thunderstorm clouds. It wasn't one of our three main ones, but if you remember, it was one that we talked about later on. The big dark thunderstorms are called cumulonimbus clouds. See, I knew you were going to say that. Oh, it gets darker. Looks like a bit of weather heading our way. All right, so this guy, he's a fisherman, if you can't tell by his feet. And he sells lobsters, clams, and scallops. So he goes out and he tries to find these. So he has little lobsters in his hand. Those are some of my favorite things to eat. So I'm thankful for this guy. All right, let's see here. Warm air near the earth is rising into the clouds. The air goes up fast. Inside the clouds, it keeps moving upward. It may go all the way to the top and spill over. The clouds keep growing. After a while, the clouds may be 10 miles high. Man, look at that. The rising air carries water, but it's not liquid. It is a gas called water vapor. We know about water vapor. When the water vapor cools, it becomes liquid water. That's what happens in the clouds to make them grow. Water vapor cools and changes into small drops of water and also into small crystals of ice. All right, so that's all a review from things that we've already learned this semester. All right. So number 1 here, it says, air inside the clouds carry the water and ice up and up. All right, so it goes up. Number 2, the air gets colder and colder. Okay, so you see the temperatures and he's freezing. Number 3, when it gets very cold, the air falls. Comes back down. Number 4, so inside a cloud, air is moving up very fast in some parts of it and moving down in other parts. So we have warm and cold, and they're going both ways, and that's what's causing the friction. So we're about to cause something big to happen. We'll look on this page. Planes stay out of these dark thunder clouds. The rushing air could turn a plane upside down. It could even rip off the wings. That's how dangerous it can be if you are flying in a thunderstorm cloud. It would not be good. So you can kind of see the outcome there. Also, there's electricity in the clouds. Each water droplet and ice crystal carries a tiny bit of electricity. There are billions and billions of droplets and crystals, so the amount of electricity gets greater and greater. So that's them explaining what's happening. And so here's look at that. That is some harsh lightning. So it says, when the amount is very great, the electricity jumps from the top of the cloud to the bottom. It makes a giant spark, a flash of lightning. How many of you guys are scared of lightning? When you see lightning in the sky, you guys scared of that? I get a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. It's not really the lightning that scares me per se. It just makes me a little nervous. All right, so look at this turtle. This is a water droplet that hit him, and it says plunk. Rain starts to fall. First, only a drop or two. Then the wind blows, and the rain falls faster and harder. Water races down the street. There's more lightning. It may go from one cloud to another, or it may reach a high building or a tree. The streak of lightning may be a mile long or even longer. Look at that. Anybody recognize that type of weather? Looks pretty scary. Look at the wind that's blowing that tree. All right, here. So here we have lightning. You see that? That says lightning. Then we have heats the air. And over here we have the hot air expands, making sound waves. So thunder comes after lightning. The lightning is very hot. It heats the air. The hot air expands very fast. It makes sound waves along the streak of lightning. So that's what makes the sound of thunder. All right, so then it says coming, so it's kind of quiet. Then we have crash, rumble, rumble, and going, and then back to quiet. So the sound waves reach you at different times. When the first one reaches your ears, there may be a loud crash. As more and more sound waves reach you, the thunder rumbles and rolls. All right, so that rumbling sound where it's like very soft and then boom, it'll hit you. That's when I jump. That's when it scares me. Anybody else get scared by the thunder? You make sound waves when you break a balloon. Blow one up and pop it. The air in the balloon expanded rapidly through the break in the skin. You made a tiny bit of thunder. All right, so that's what this boy's doing. He's blowing up anybody have a balloon at home they want to try to blow up? I don't think I have any here at my house. I have some at my church I could have brought if I would have thought about it. There's only a little air in the balloon, so there's not much noise. Lightning moves lots more air, billions of times more, so there is lots of sound. So if you have a balloon and you want to make some thunder, blow it up and then pop it, and it'll go bang. Sound waves travel slowly, much more slowly than light from lightning. Light travels so fast it can go to the moon in less than 2 seconds. It would take 2 weeks for sound to go that far. So 5 seconds is equal to 1 mile. That's crazy. Because light goes so fast, you see lightning the moment it flashes. But it may take several seconds for thunder to reach you. It takes 5 seconds for the sound to travel 1 mile. Okay, so that's what this is saying. 5 seconds to every mile is the sound to travel to you. So that's why when you see lightning come first, you see that lightning, and then it may take a good 3 to 5 seconds before then you hear the rumbling sound and then the thunder actually hit, because sound is much slower than the light. Okay? The next time you see lightning, try this. All right, so try this when you see lightning. Count the seconds until you hear the thunder. Okay, so here's the flash. See that? Here's the flash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so this is like how loud you hear it on the scale. If 5 seconds go by, the storm is 1 mile away. If 10 seconds pass, the storm is 2 miles away. If only a second passes, the storm is very close. And so if you see that lightning and the thunder comes right after that, you may want to go into shelter at that point or be somewhere close to where you're not outside. All right? It's a good rule of thumb. All right. The thunder will be very loud and may be scary, but thunder won't hurt you. Lightning is different. All right? So the sound of thunder actually won't hurt you. It sounds scary, but it won't actually hurt you. But look at this lightning. Look what it can do, because lightning has electricity in it. Lightning may start fires in houses or barns. It may start forest fires. Lightning may knock over trees and telephone poles. It may kill cows and horses in a field. It may injure people or even kill them. That's why it's important to be inside during a thunderstorm. So look at the tree there. Whenever it hits the tree, it cracks. Has anybody ever seen after a big storm comes through that there's trees in the yard, or sometimes there's a lot of damage? You might heard of some farmers losing their animals and their cattle and their horses and stuff. It's because lightning probably got a hold of them and caused this damage. So that's the scary part. So we have to be very careful. You won't be hurt by lightning if you know what to do. So here's what we can do. All right, so right here, number 1. If you are swimming, get out of the water. That's very smart. Get out of the water. And then what I just said earlier, if you're inside, go inside. Okay, we don't want to be in either one of those spots if it's lightning outside. If you are inside when a storm is close, step away from the telephone and the TV. Their wires could carry lightning into the house. Okay, so you might want to turn those things off. Also, stay away from the stove and other big metal things. Okay, so we don't want to be around things that can electrocute us. And then the third thing down there is stay away from sinks, the bathtub, and the shower. Their pipes could carry lightning into the house. Okay, so I remember as a kid there was a bad storm and I went to take a shower and my mom got so upset with me because I was taking a shower while it was lightning outside. Because you have to think and be really smart about those things. All right. If you are caught outdoors, keep away from small fences or metal pipes. They could carry electricity, so don't go touching anything metal. You do happen to be outside. Don't stand under a tree that is alone in a field. Lightning usually strikes the highest thing. It might strike the tree. Okay? So even though you think you might be safe under a tree, probably not a good choice. All right. So if you're in a big field, don't be the highest thing around. Crouch down with your knees on the ground and bend your head forward. All right, does that look familiar from things we've had to do in the past with drills? I don't know if we do that anymore with you being at the high school, but when I was in elementary school, we used to have to get in that position as kids. We'd have to get on our knees and put our head on the ground and put our hands over our head. Okay, so nothing could hurt us. If you are in a car, stay there. A car is safe because if lightning hits it, the electricity goes through the car and not through you. So that's okay. So if you're ever caught in a car and there's a thunderstorm, that's okay. And also the tires are rubber. And so rubber is it's a very good thing to have because electricity cannot hurt rubber. We cannot get to you there. Watch the storm from a safe place. Before it begins, watch the clouds. You'll see them get bigger and bigger, taller and taller, darker and darker. You'll see flashes of lightning. If the storm is far away, you'll hear thunder rumble and roll. If it's close by, the thunder will crackle, and crash. People used to think that lightning was the fiery fingers of an angry god. They thought the god made thunder when he scolded and roared. They feared storms as they feared their gods. Oh, so there's some history in there for you. So they considered lightning to be very powerful, and that lightning was, if you know anything about the Bible, like they feared the gods because of the lightning. This one is just a silly picture. This is just a interpretation, is what they call that. So that's just being silly. All right, back to the lighthouse. The clouds have kind of gone away. Now they're cleaning, and the seagull is eating a piece of bread, it looks like. And over here, there's a rainbow. It says, but there's no reason for us to fear storms. We know what makes thunder and lightning, and we know how to keep safe. And then usually after a big storm, when the sun comes back out, there's usually a rainbow that you can see. So look for that rainbow at the end of a storm when you're out and about. All right, and that's the end. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And you guys, now I'm going to send you 5 questions. I'll probably share it through a form to where you can you'll read the question and you'll just fill in the answers, okay? So that way you don't have to share it back with me and I can just read it. So be looking for all those links, do your presentation, and I'll look forward to looking at those this afternoon, all right? Have a great, great day. See you guys.